Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing something I'm really excited to do and something that I've actually wanted to do for a very long time. We're going to be going ahead and doing kind of like a lyric rundown and a story rundown of all the songs coming up on my newest EP. The newest EP coming out is called Songs That I Wrote in My Bedroom, and it's basically all the songs are, it sounds dark the way I'm going to word it. They're all songs about personal experiences of stuff that I've gone through, and this whole album is a lot of emotion, and it's a lot of just a lot going on in my life when I wrote these songs, and I was going through a very dark time, or a lot of it, just like I said, a lot of emotions. Some are going to sound happier than others, and some are going to sound very sad and depressing. It's something that I've wanted to do, and these are all songs that I've been so proud of and so passionate about, and so I'm really excited about it, and I hope you guys are just as excited about it when it comes out. I'm excited for you guys to take a listen to it, and if you guys obviously need a little bit more of understanding or anything like that behind the songs, obviously, hopefully this will help. So the first song on the track is called Anymore, and I wrote this song about, I think 3 to 4 years ago, and this was a song that I wrote for a friend. The song is basically in perspective of, at the time there was this girl that I liked, and it just felt like she was going after the wrong people around her. She was going after, the jerks, the jocks, the people that just don't treat her right. And me, with my really high ego back in high school, felt like, I was the right guy. And I just basically was wanting to know if you would be able to look at me and give me a chance. So in the first part of the song, the key is in, I believe, I'm trying to remember. I'll have to figure it out later. But the first part of the song obviously starts out with a little bit of finger picking. And the first line says, "I see your heart is broken, there's damaged pieces that you need." That line was specifically written for a purpose, as like, you need mending, you need new parts for your heart. You need a reason to fix yourself, to be able to provide for another person, or to be able to get yourself help from another person, to be able to know that it's okay to heal, and being able to pick up the damaged pieces that were pick up that damaged heart that you feel so bad that has been broken, that you've been so hurt that it is broken. You can pick it back up and fix it, if that makes sense. Can I help you cope and take away all of your pain? That's another line. It's just basically me talking to this person and just basically saying, what can I do to help you? What can I do to take away this burden that you have? What can I do to take away this problem? And as much as like you don't want to push your way into that person and into their problems, but you want to be able to help them, and you want to get an understanding of their pain, to let them know that they're not alone. Is there something I can do to wipe those tears from your face? Obviously, when things happen, say in a relationship, passed away loved one, failed relationships and parents, anything like that, you want to do what you can to help that person. You try so much to help that person in a form of toxicity, if that makes sense. I know it doesn't really say it in the song, but like you're trying so hard to push them to push into their life to know that it's okay. But obviously doing that becomes a form of toxicity. Misery is all you know. Can you take this pain anymore? Basically, from your perspective, it looks like they're not wanting to heal. It looks like they're not wanting to fix themselves, to get an understanding to who they are. and not wanting to cope with their pain and not wanting to heal, and they're not wanting to just take anything away, and they're wanting to stay in this pain and to stay in this burden that they have created or that they are in. And basically what they're pretty much just saying, no, I can't, well, I won't let you help me. Wishing you could be the same with the smile you knew you could once make. Basically, say the said person was like one of the happiest people that you've ever met. They always smiled, they always jumped around and were happy and jolly, and just all of a sudden that came to a screeching halt. And feeling like you want to be able to do what you can to help them and just bring the old them back, to bring that person back to the person that they were, get them out of the new person that they became and bring them back to the old person. And I know in the song it doesn't really talk about it, but I understand change is good. But when it flips on you like that, it just gets to the point where it's like you don't want them in your life anymore, or it just becomes a little bit of like a anxiety creator, if that makes sense. But I know you felt that way with him more than you felt it with me. That's another line that was kind of like a play on words. Or not a play on words, but basically the line, but I know you felt that way with him more than you felt it with me, is basically saying like, the way I want you to feel, or the way, I keep saying but the way that you should feel, I understand you felt that way with him, and you felt it with him, but I just wish you could give me a little bit of the same grace that you gave the said other person, and give me a little bit of the grace so that way I can do what I can to help you. And then it goes into the chorus and says, but I'm letting go, I can't let this pain last anymore. That's me saying like, you know what, I think I'm gonna stop trying. I'm gonna stop trying because I can't keep trying to fix your pain as it's causing me pain. But I hope you will find the one for you. Basically saying, everybody has somebody out there for them. They will find their special someone. They'll find their Cinderella or their Prince Charming. One day they'll be able to find the person that they love and that they want to cherish and that they want to spend their life with. And it could be a year from now, 10 months from now, could be 10 years from now. Basically, you want to find that rock, you want to find that missing piece inside of you. Even if that means I won't be here for you anymore. It says anymore again, but that just kind of like leads into the song as when you guys listen to it. Basically, that was just saying like, I'm gonna do what I can to help you, but if I can do what I can to help you, and if it doesn't work out the way that I want, then I won't be here for you anymore. And basically just saying like, I'll let you have your business. If you don't want the help that I have to offer, then I'll leave it be. And the next verse, it starts out with, people see right through your pain, but I can see it in your eyes. Basically saying like, you're, as a visual, you're pretty much not taking the crap. You're pretty much, that there's something wrong. You look into them and you can just see anger, frustration, pain, as it says. You just see all the burdens that they have. I know it's hard to see him go, but I just wish you could see me too. That's another line that I was just kind of like, probably good for a nice little perspective of just basically saying like, I understand you just got out of the relationship or you just let them go, but if you could see me a little bit and just let me help you fix your pain that you're going through, and let let you know that I'm here for you, then that would be greatly appreciated, basically. I could give you all you need, but you're stuck inside a fantasy. Now this line was kind of, it's not very, it kind of leads into the chorus again, obviously. I could give you all you need, but you're stuck inside a fantasy. I like to read this whenever I wrote it. I like to listen to it as if it's like in brackets of like a thought process about how you feel about this person. I could give you all you need, but you're stuck inside a fantasy. Basically saying like, yes, you know what? I'm gonna be honest. I have feelings for you. I care about you. I want to make sure you're okay. But with them not being able to let go of the pain that they're going through and the problems that they're going through, and you trying so hard to be able to just tell them and just let them know that it's going to be okay, and they're not taking that, then basically saying that you're stuck inside a fantasy. You're stuck inside this false reality. You're stuck inside this mental game that you've put upon yourself. But if you're not going to be able to let me help you and get you out of that and provide, it's basically, I'm just going to say, I'm out, basically. And then obviously it goes back into the chorus for that, and then it goes into the bridge. And this is kind of like an after of the whole situation. And then it leads into, I guess I wasn't good enough to feel you here in my arms. Like I said, basically saying, yeah, I care about you. I wish I could cherish this moment. I wish I could keep you by my side. And then it says, I guess I wasn't man enough to save you from your suffering. Basically saying, I wasn't doing enough as a man, and I wasn't doing enough as a gentleman, I guess, to help you from your pain that you're going through, to stick by you, to be with you, to help you, and it just wasn't around. Sorry, girlfriend's texting me. And then it goes into, I guess I wasn't sure enough, because then you would still be here with me. And that's another thing that's kind of, that line right there is basically, it's in a sense written in the perspective of the other person, of I wasn't sure what I wanted, and now I have said feelings for you. I'm gonna see if I can mute this real quick. And yeah, basically just saying I wasn't there, I wasn't sure enough, and yeah, so it's in the perspective of the other person, and basically saying like, I wasn't sure what I wanted, I wasn't sure what I needed, and now that I see what I need, you would still be here with me. And just basically at that point, we both basically just part ways and leave each other be and go live our lives. Then it goes back into the second chorus, and it says, I am letting go, I can't let this pain last anymore. And that's from my perspective of saying, I'm letting go of you and I'm letting you do what you want. I can't take this pain anymore of me trying to help you, me trying to be able to show you how great you are. I can't let this pain in my heart, or this pain that I've been going through to help you heal your pain, go away. And I can't do that. I can't physically keep pushing myself and keep adding more burdens to me if it's not going to help you. But I hope you know you will find the one for you. Like it says in the other chorus, one day we will find that person. Even if that means I won't be here for you anymore. And that's basically, at that point, it wasn't written in it, it's just basically like a play on words for the other part of this, for the chorus of the song. That's me saying I won't be here for you anymore. Probably should have put that a little bit more in the song, but that's basically the thought process when I wrote it. So yeah, there's the rundown for Anymore, and if you guys wanted to, you guys can go ahead and play along to the song and everything like that, or whatever you guys want. So now we're gonna go on to the next song in the order that is going to be out, and the next one is called Visions. This one's a little bit darker. This one is probably, by far, probably the like more sad one that I had, because this one was actually a fairly recent song. I was very, this was all written in perspective of like stuff that's kind of happened. Basically the gist of the song, or the theme of the song, is saying like, I don't think I'm doing enough in this world to be able to have people notice the recognition. You know, when I'm kicking my butt at work, working 50 hours a week or 60 hours a week, trying to provide to be able to do what I can and kicking my butt to be the person that I want to be, and then somebody next to me is doing the bare minimum, getting recognition and getting praised and getting worshipped for them doing the bare minimum, when I am having to kick my butt and work my butt off to even get anything. And I know in a sense it's a little bit selfish, but it's just one of the things that I've really dealt with my entire life. I just feel like people haven't seen me for who I am. They've always seen me for another person. So the song's called Visions, and I wrote this song in actually D sharp standard, just an open D sharp standard. And it's a very long song, but it has a lot of emotion to it. So in the first part of the song it says, "My demons walk with me and never leave my side and remind me that I'm not enough." Basically saying like, I've been doing my best. I've been told so many times that I'm doing good, I'm doing all right, and I'm doing what I need to, but there's always that voice in my head that keeps saying you're not enough and you aren't doing it. And you just keep listening to it and you aren't doing enough, and you're constantly in this mode of agony where you're just like not sure exactly who you are, what you want, or what you're doing. I try to run and hide and face the world alone, but everyone told me I won't survive. That's another, like, it's kind of like, it's not really a play on words, but it's the first line, I try to run and hide. Obviously it's not literal, but it's basically me. This was written for me trying to get to a point where I kind of wanted to restart my life. Basically, I wanted to completely forget who I was in my past. And I wanted to get myself out, and I wanted to face the world and try again. And everybody that I told that to, dad, mom, close friends, brother, sister, every one of them told me that you can't do it. You're not going to make it. You're not going to do enough. You won't make it. I swallowed all the drugs, drank all of the rum, but none of it could take the pain away. Now this, I just want to make this clear, this is not literal. I have beers and stuff every now and then. I do not in any way do drugs. The only thing that I do is vaping. That is all I do. I just want to make that clear. I do not do drugs. This was a past thing. I have done drugs in my past. I've sobered up. I do not do them anymore. Please, for the love of all that is holy, if you are watching this and you think that that's one of the resorts that you want to go to, I recommend and I highly suggest that you call somebody or you get help. That is not a path you want to go down. I have seen many people go down that, and it is very dangerous and it is scary. Please, if you ever consider doing drugs, I highly suggest you get help. Anyway, I swallowed all the drugs and drank all of the rum. When I wrote that line, it didn't click in my head about how different the wording sounds. I swallowed all of the drugs is actually a foreshadowing to one of my to a suicide attempt. And I'm not doing this to say, hey, everything's gonna be okay. And I'm not doing this whole video to explain, you know, that I'm suicidal or anything. I'm honestly just doing this as a lyric rundown and letting you guys know the meaning of each song. That is all I am doing. I am not suicidal. Excuse me. Allergy season. I am not suicidal. I do not have any mental issues or anything like that. I am perfectly fine. This is all just things that I've gone through. Anyway, I swallowed all the drugs is a foreshadowing to my suicide attempt, one of my suicide attempts, drank all of the rum, basically saying, kind of got into a dark point with alcohol for a while after I turned 21. I just felt like all I needed was a beer to be able to mend my pain. But none of it could take the pain away. Couldn't take the pain away. And then the chorus starts after that and says, I feel the weight of the world fall around me because nothing I do is ever good enough. And that's basically me getting to the point of just breaking down. I just feel like the world is all around me, telling me what I need to do, who I need to be, what I need to be better at, what I've got to achieve to make something in this world. When I'm doing what I need to do to survive in this world on my own, and it's pretty plain and clear to me that it's not enough. But every step that I take is just another lesson of things that I can do. So this line was a little bit confusing even after I wrote it, but I couldn't find another thing to kind of go along with it. Basically, that's me saying every step, every path I take, every journey I'm on, every single moment that I have is a lesson, and it's teaching me something of what I can do to change myself, to be better about myself, to learn about myself, to grow to be a better person. I'd climb up every hill or take a bullet to my brain just to see if you can see me too. That's another thing where it's like, I feel like, I understand I'm not the center of attention, but I feel like I'm not getting the recognition that I deserve for the things that I've done, for the things that I've worked my butt off for, when people are getting appraised, or people are getting praised for doing the bare minimum when I've worked my butt off. And say, I climb up every hill or take a bullet to my brain just to see if you can see the recognition that I deserve, just to see if you can see that I'm doing what I need to do and I'm doing good when someone's doing okay, if that makes sense. I took the path along with my own family, but I don't know if I should follow anymore. That's one that, I'll be honest, my family was kind of like, what the heck? That's me saying, I want to go my own path. I'm gonna do what I want to do. I don't need to do everything like my family does. I don't need to do everything like my friends do. I don't need to do everything that everybody tells me to do. I can do what I want. I can live my life. I can do what I want to do to make myself happy. And if you guys don't want me to follow in your footsteps and do what makes you guys happy, then so be it. And also another thing, I don't have any family issues. I don't have any family drama or anything like that. I love my family to death. My brother, my sister, my mom, my dad, I love every single one of them. And I don't have any family issues or anything like that going on. I'm perfectly okay. But that is one of the things, like, I felt like I've been being kind of pressured to go to this path of being a worship pastor, because my dad's a pastor, my brother's a pastor, my mom was a worship pastor. I'm at the point right now, I don't know if that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm still trying to finish school. I just got into school and I've been doing great in it. I should be graduating over the next few months. And so I'm just still trying to figure out what I want to do with my life. It's pretty much the gist of that line. As it says right here, I want to be who I want to be, not what everyone wants to be. And then the line, even if that means I will leave everything behind. It's basically me saying, I don't want to follow the path of my family. I want to be me. I want to be recognized for who I am, not because of somebody else. And if that means that everything I've done in my past, everything that I've grown up to, or everything that I've seen in my life, everything around me, if that just goes away, then so be it. I'm going to do what's best for my life. I'm going to live my life, and I'm going to do it in the way that I want to, not the way anybody else wants to. I'm going to do this for me. And then it goes to the bridge and says, oh God, please take this pain away. I don't know if I can take another day. Basically, this line was just me saying, like, I'm so tired of the hurt. I'm so tired of the accusations against me, and all these accusations that have been made from me, that I need to try to live up to. And I feel like I've been this character for other people. And basically, I don't know if I can take another day. It's just me saying I don't know if I can take another day of that whole category or that whole situation. I don't know where to go from here. I've reached the end and I'm still in fear. Basically, I hit a wall. I've just pretty much hit this wall, and I'm not sure what I want to do. I'm not sure who I want to be. I'm not sure exactly what's going on. And it's scary because I don't know what I need to do. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know who I am. And I'm just trying to figure it out. So yeah, this one's a little bit more confusing than probably the previous one. But this is one that, like I said, I wrote it fairly recently, so it's still kind of like a little bit of a work in progress. But it's one that I'm very happy about because I really think it'll give a pretty good message when you guys hear the song. Because when you guys hear the song, you'll probably be able to give a little bit of an understanding what the song is about. So yeah, there's Visions. And the next one on the list is going to be He Is Risen. This song is actually a worship song. I am a very, very big Christian. Yes, I still have my faith, and I still want to believe in God, and I still do believe in God, and I still love doing worship. So this is a worship song that I wrote. This is going to be just like an acoustical, no electric or anything like that. So the song's in the key of A, and it's a different tempo than the other one. But it starts off with every mountain you have ever made, every scar we've made, you took them away. All of our burdens you took away. Every song we sing will lift up your name. Will lift up your name. That's just another kind of like lead line into the song. Basically, Jesus created every mountain. All the hurt that you have, all the scars you made, He takes them away. All the burdens we have, all the thoughts we have, all the anger, anxiety, everything that we have, He takes away. And every song that we sing, worship-wise, every word that we say and everything that we have will lift up His name. Will lift up the name of Jesus. And then it goes to the pre-chorus, to the King of Kings we sing hallelujah. And basically saying, Jesus is here. Jesus is ours. We are the Lord's. Hallelujah. And then to the Lord our God we praise you. Basically saying, we praise you, God. We are happy for you. We praise you. God of mercy gave His Son to bring us out of death, and He rose again. For those, if you know the story of the Bible, Jesus died for every single one of us here on earth. Jesus died for us, and He came back from the dead and said that He was resurrected and promised us that we were going to have a place set in heaven. When the rapture comes, we were going to have a place set in heaven. The stone is gone and He is risen. He is risen. He is risen. In the story of the Bible, He was in a tomb with a rock right in front of it, and the stone was moved away, and when people went in to go see, the body was just gone 3 days after He died. Every ocean you have walked across, every single ocean that is, every single ocean that's been there, He was able to walk on water. And so that's every ocean you have walked across, and you walked on every single one of them. Every star you've made, you gave it a name. Every single star in the galaxy, and this is actually a true fact, every single star in the galaxy has a name. You could try to figure out exactly which one has a specific name, but every single star has a name. You can go into NASA research, you can go into a bunch of different things. You can actually see that the stars do have names. They're weird names. They are very weird names, but they do have a name. All of our weaknesses now turned into strength. Everything that we've struggled with, everything that we've put down has now been put into our, made us who we are, made us stronger, and made us better, and made us who we are today. All our worship will lift up your name. We lift up your name. So that's another thing that, like in this first verse, all our worship, everything we do, we will lift up the name of Jesus. Then it goes back into the chorus and then into a short little instrumental, and then it goes into the bridge. So the little brackets here, these are like echoey parts. So it's like in the song, just as like a little spoiler, it goes, the stone is gone, the stone is gone. And it does that for the whole line. So I do this 3 times in the song. So the song is very long. The stone is gone, so when he rose from the dead, the stone was rolled away, and the stone was gone. And he was risen from the dead. Death was defeated. Basically saying when we die, we have another life. We have a life up in heaven, and we have somewhere safe that we can go. Our sins are washed away. Everything that we've been hurt by, everything that we have, that was the reason that Jesus got on the cross, was because our sins were washed away. We have been reborn. That was a line in the form of, if you don't know what baptism is, when you get dunked underwater, that's essentially being reborn. That was a line specifically made for baptism. Kind of doesn't make as much sense, but whenever you get dunked and you come back up, it's called being reborn, essentially. So you basically saying, when you get baptized, you are basically saying, I want to live my life for Jesus. Everything I do will live for Jesus. So there you go, that's He is Risen. It's a very simple like worship song, if that's how you want to say it, or a very simple gospel song, but it's one that I'm proud of and one that I've done many times before. I've tried writing worship music and tried writing worship songs, and yeah, that's basically that one. Up next, I meant to do this one a few months ago when it was released. I have an acoustical version of my song Heartbeat. And I figured that would be a pretty cool song to do on this album, was going to be an acoustic version. So this song was written after, actually, this song was written, gosh, it's been a while, but it's, basically the song was about, I was talking to a girl. A lot of these are about, about girls or whatever. I was talking to a girl, and basically she only wanted one thing. She just wanted, whether it be a one-night stand or something like that, or like we talked for like, say, a few weeks or a few months, and then just out of nowhere she just ends up being in a relationship, or just leaves me for no word to me, said nothing to me, nothing at all. Basically the whole point of the song. It's a little sappy, a little cheesy, kind of weird for like a song like this, but definitely feels like it belongs in like a Pierce the Veil song or something like that. But real quick, this is actually based off of a true story. Last night I made a big mistake, got drunk and high and drove back home. I was doing a wedding a while back, and we got free drinks at the wedding, and then one of the guys I was working with was like, hey, I got some stuff, you want to go have it? And I was like, all right, cool. So we went out and smoked some stuff, and we came back about 15 minutes later when we were still DJing, and we were both, pretty wired up, because we were both drinking and we were both high. And so one of the girls there basically started flirting with me, and I was like, okay, I'm already pretty hammered and wired. And so me and her went and took a shot, and then we started dancing and then everything like that. She gave me her number, blah, 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 pretty much just of the story. But you kept me up and wide awake so I won't make the same mistakes. So like in the previous line, obviously, I got drunk and drove back home, was true. Do not do that, kids or adults. Please don't. Not good for you. But you kept me up and wide awake so I won't make the same mistake. The whole point of this, she actually called me on my way and just basically said, let me make sure you stay awake on your way home. And so I stayed awake She kept talking to me just to make sure that I got home safe, because at the time I lived pretty far away. I lived about 45 minutes from where we were located and everything like that. I might have ran all out of gas, but I'm alive and doing fine. Yeah, so that's another thing that's a true story. I ran out of gas, I was super close to running out of gas right before I got home, and I stopped at like the closest gas station I was, and so basically said, like, I got there, got gas, and I'm alive, I'm okay, I made it home. You said to call when I got home in one piece, but when I called, you were sound asleep. She basically said to give me another call tomorrow and everything like that, to let me know how you were doing, and to make sure that I wasn't like too wired or too hammered up. And so when I called her, she said to call me the first time, like as soon as I woke up, and I woke up at like 11:30 in the afternoon. So I called her, and I didn't get an answer. And then she texted me that next evening and said that I was asleep. And then basically after that, the whole point of the chorus is, after the whole situation ended up, she just ended up ghosting me literally 2 days after we were talking. So I was just kind of like, well, what the heck? I know it's stupid to write a song about this, but it was just kind of like one of those, like, why did I even try? But yeah, then it goes into the chorus. Why did I make the move to win over your heart? Like, why did I try? When I lost my mind in the process of changing mine. Basically saying, from all the emotions, everything that I was going through with, driving and everything like that, I was trying to like stay focused, and I was trying to stay on top of it, and I basically lost control, and I lost my mind. I guess I loved too hard, and yes, I may have moved too fast, which kind of weird to say, but like, I got a little excited about, I was like, oh, a girl's talking to me again, and then in the line, but she still moved on like the sound of a heartbeat, basically saying she was done, probably only wanted a one night stand, wasn't quite sure, but yeah. Then it moves on to the second verse and says, all I wanted was your life, geez, that sounded dark. All I wanted was your love and a bit of time to show you what you mean to me. That was kind of me saying, like, I would be down to make this work, but you're not gonna let me. But nothing was ever enough for you, and I still wonder, what did I do? And that's another thing, like, I was just kind of confused. I was just like, I ghosted. Like, what the heck did I do? Did I do something? And like, I kept trying afterwards. I was just like, okay, well, let me know if you want to do something, or let me know if you want to hang out, or something like that. And then basically she just said, I don't need you. You can be done, or we can be done. And then, why are you calling my phone so late when you said I can never keep you safe? And yeah, there was one night that the same girl actually ended up calling me 11 o'clock at night, asking if I wanted to come over. And I was just like, no, I'm not doing that. That's stupid. So obviously knowing what she wanted. I slept through my alarm and never made it back into your arms. That was one that I was just kind of like, let me find another line to it. This was actually written off of a true story. I kept sleeping through all my alarms for some reason and made it late to work on like a bunch of different days. And I was just like, let me see what else I can add to this song. And I wrote, I slept through my alarm and never made it back into your arms. And that's basically, it was just kind of like a play on words, just kind of like, or not a play on words, but just kind of like a funny thing that I added. I meant for it to be funny, but then when I listened to the song after I recorded it back, I was just kind of like, that sounded a little, wow, okay. So I slept through my alarm and never made it back into your arms, it was just kind of like, the way I meant for it was obviously to be funny, but it sounded pretty accurate about how I just pretty much didn't give the time to make it back. And then after it goes back into the chorus, it goes back into the bridge, and it says, I hope this doesn't last a while because I can't bear to take this pain again. Because I was just like, you know what? I hope this connection that we have won't last because I'm tired of getting hurt. And obviously it didn't, but yeah. So that's basically the rundown of that song. It's a little sappy, a little weird, but yeah, it's one that I was very, very happy with the result of when I wrote it, and I was happy with recording of that I wrote when I wrote it. So now we are on to the last song of the EP, and this is my song called Home. Not trying to like praise anything or anything like that, but this is one of the ones that a lot of people have listened to and have been super like shocked by. They've loved the song. I have a current or not current right now, but I have a previous producer who listened to this song, and we actually not rewrote it, but we changed the song in a whole different way. In the EP, actually, one of my friends, her name was Gwen. She was one of a violinist at my church here in New Mexico, and she I was showing the song to them one day, and then she actually played violin along with it, and I told her, I was like, I want you in this song. Like, I need you to play this song. And she was just like, okay. So we ended up doing like this recording session one day, and it sounded really good. But that was the only recording that we ever got, because she ended up moving away to a different state. And I didn't really feel like being like, hey, do you think you can either fly down or record this on your own? Just because she's a nurse and she does a lot of things in the hospital. So I just didn't feel like being that guy. I was just like, I want you to do this for me. Do you think you could? So I just kind of let it be. And I did a whole new re-recording of the song, but I kept the part where she played the violin, and just basically let it see how it sounded, and see how it is. But obviously when you guys listen to it, it'll be a whole different ballgame. So the first part of the verse starts out, I set a time so I could find my place again. The main theme of the song is feeling lost. And the way I interpret it in the song is feeling lost at home. Because when you're at the place you call your home, that is the one place you don't want to feel like you're lost in. That is the one place you don't want to feel like you don't belong in. And so that's the main theme of the song. And so in the first verse it says, I set a time so I can find my place again. Basically me saying I want to be able to find out who I am, and I want to just kind of be my own person. So can you please just give me a sense of hope? And that was kind of like people kind of pushing me to be this person. People, again, telling me who they want me to be. But if they would just give me time to be able to be the person I want to be, and not worry about what everybody else is doing, that would be greatly, greatly appreciated. I do not understand just why you keep me here, when all I seem to do is walk this path alone. I was in a very toxic environment where I just felt like people, like I said, people saw me for somebody else. People didn't see me for who I was. And I just didn't want to be in that place anymore. So I don't understand why you keep me here. It was just basically me kind of in a perspective, kind of like shoulder devil and shoulder angel screaming at me. I don't understand why you keep me here, when all I seem to do is walk this path alone. Just basically feeling alone, feeling lost, feeling like I'm not doing anything that I should. Can you find me in the dark before I lose myself? That was a line that I was just kind of like, what can I do to make it sound like? What can I do to make it sound like I've lost? That was the one that I was really wanting to like put into perspective and make it sound like make it really like hit you in the face when you hear it. So I said, can you find me in the dark before I lose myself? And that was basically me saying, can you help me find myself? Or can you help me figure out what's going on before I lose everything? Before I lose what I am, before I lose who I am, and before I lose all of my passions and desires. I don't want to be another light. I just want to make it to the other side. So that's another one that was written kind of like my whole entire life, I felt like I was just this character. I was just, people saw me for who, like I said, my brother, my dad, my mom. I don't want to be under their light. And because they were very popular, I felt like I was in the spotlight of somebody of who I'm supposed to be. And I just felt like I was constantly in the spotlight and constantly this beam of excitement or beam of a character that people thought that I was. So I don't want to be under their light, basically saying I don't want to be in the spotlight right now. I just want to make it to the other side. One of my producers was talking to me about it. I was like, what do you mean by you want to make it to the other side? Do you want to make it to the other side of heaven? Do you want to make it to the other side of a toxic relationship? Like, what do you mean by you want to make it to the other side? Basically, when I say I just want to make it to the other side, is basically just me saying I just want to make it to the other side of life. I want to make it to the other side of everything. I want to make it out of this toxic environment. I want to make it out of this place that I am. I want to make it to the place I want to be. I want to get to the other side. I want to jump the bridge, get to the other side, and just basically feel okay. They always say I'm not alone. Basically, everybody around me telling me, I'm here for you. I'm here. We love you. We care about you. They always say I'm not alone. But I feel so lost in this place I call my home. Basically saying, like, I'm lost. I don't know where to go. And I don't know why I call this my home. So then it leads into the second verse, saying, can you let me rest so I can find some peace again? Can you let me have some time to myself? Can you let me figure out what's going on so I can find some peace and just figure out what's going on? Let me be me for a little bit and not have to worry about people accusing me of who I am and people knowing who I am. That would be, if you could just give me a little bit of time to myself, let me find my peace and just leave me alone and let me live my life. I do not want another night left all alone. That was another thing, like, it didn't really make sense when I wrote it, and I realized it now, but I had to put into a deep thought process. And how would I do not want another night left all alone to mean. And the way I said it is, I do not want another night left all alone with these, basically with these images of who I'm supposed to be, feeling like I need to be this person for somebody, feeling like I need to be what everybody wants me to be. I do not want another night to be left alone with these thoughts, with what I need to do, who I need to be. I want to just leave it all behind. I know I don't deserve the lies that I've been told. That's basically saying, like, a lot of people just seems to be making these accusations about me. A lot of people seem to be making all these images about me, about who I am, and all these seeming to be lies. And I don't deserve any of the lies that have been said, because I am just a cattle in a thunderstorm. Now that was one that I wrote, and I was just kind of like, okay, that kind of vibes a little bit. But I actually had to do some research on this before I did anything, and like how do cattle act in a thunderstorm? When thunder hits, all of them scatter and run. All of them get away. All of them in fear just vanish. And so that's how I put it, is because I am just a cattle in a thunderstorm. Basically, when I'm scared and all this fighting, all this toxicity is going around me, and everything is just overwhelming and just making so many problems to myself, I just run. I just don't know what to do, and I just vanish. I just get away from what I'm doing. I stop doing it. I shut down. I break down, and I just have all of these problems that I just can't seem to deal with. So then it goes back into the chorus again, as I explained, and then after that it goes into a small bridge. It says, people always see what they want me to be, but they never see who I'm trying to be. Like I said, I just feel like growing up, I felt like people have seen me as this person that I'm not. People have seen me because of somebody in my family. People have seen me because of a friend that I've had or something like that. But they've never gotten to see me for my potential, and they've never gotten to see who I am. I have a lot of self-esteem issues, and I'm gonna be completely honest with it. I have a lot of problems because I work with my brother at work, and I've had a lot of people tell me, you know, how does it feel that your brother's cooler than you? How does it feel, you know, to know that your brother's taller than you? And it's a lot of those small things that I've had my entire life that I just feel like I have to be just like my brother, or I have to be just like my dad or my sister, when I want to be who I want to be, and I don't want to be known because of somebody else's success. I want to be known for who I am, whether I'm successful or not. But they never see who I'm trying to be. They never see who I am. They never see what I'm doing. They never see what I want to be. They never see what I'm trying to do. I know I'm not a perfect person, but I try to live the life I need to live. I've made mistakes. I'm going to be completely honest. I've made many mistakes, and I know I'm not perfect, but I want to be able to live the life that I want. I want to be able to not have to worry about going outside for somebody to ask me, you know, can you have your brother do this? Can you have your sister do this? Can you have your mom, your dad? Can you have them do this? I want to be able to go outside and have somebody say, how are you doing? Can I have you do this? Can I have you do this? Like, I know it's, in a way, it's a little bit selfish, but it's just, at the time, like I said, I just felt like people weren't accepting me for who I am. And I feel like people were making all these images of me and all these characters and just basically showing me who I'm not. And then it leads into this line, I don't want to be a false accusation to who I'm meant to be, to who I'm supposed to be. This one was a little bit weird for me to write because I was just trying to think of what would be a good verbal or vocal expression. What would be a good verbal expression to say, I don't want someone to make an accusation about me, about who I'm supposed to be, about what they want me to be, about what they want me to do. I want to be who I want to be. I don't want to be what they want me to be. And it was a little bit of a confusing line. It was a really hard one to do. But it's one that I felt like I needed to say. I just felt like I want to be who I want to be. I don't need to be accused of being just like my brother, or just like my sister, or just like my mom or dad. This is my life, and I'm gonna be who I want to be. So yeah, that's the last song of the album, of the EP, and that's a rundown of all of them. But yeah, if you guys do have any more questions about, you know, if there's a specific part of the song when you guys listen to it, if there's a specific part that you guys do have any questions about, feel free to, you know, comment down below and I'll be willing to answer them. So guys, that's a rundown of the songs that are coming up on my newest EP. I'm super excited for you guys to listen to it, and I'm super excited for you guys to like get your hands on it. Like I said, this is something that I'm proud of, and I'm super excited for everything behind it, and I'm super excited and thankful that I've been able to get to this point in my life and be able to, you know, make my own music and be able to get it out there and share it with the world. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. If you guys do have any more questions at all, if you guys have any thoughts about, you know, things that I could do in the future, if you guys want to see any more videos like this or anything like that, I would love to be able to do that for you guys. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.